Dear students, good afternoon. Today you have to study new chapter, that is electrochemistry. What is electrochemistry? It is the branch of chemistry which deals with the conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy and vice versa, means chemical energy into electrical energy and electrical energy into chemical energy, along with its usage and mechanism, etc. It is the branch of chemistry. Mainly you have to study conversion of chemical energy into electrical energy and electrical energy into chemical energy. Following topics generally you have to study in it. They are electron, current, charge, resistance, conductance, specific conductance, molar conductance, Daniell cell or Galvani cell, salt bridge, chemical cell, electrolytic cell, battery, type of batteries, etc. They are the topics. Now, current. What is current? You have read it in class 9 also and 10 also. What is it? It is the flow of charge. Means the charge flow in unit time is called current. It is also called rate of flow of charge is called current. Let Q charge flows in T second. How much charge? Q charge flows in T second. Therefore, the charge flows in 1 second will be Q by T. Q by T. Why? Because in T second Q charge flows. So in 1 second Q by T charge flows. Hence, I is equal to Q by T according to definition. I is equal to Q by T. Therefore, Q is equal to IT. No problem in it. Suppose it is equation 1. It is equation 2. It is used to solve the numericals. Its SI unit is ampere and SI unit of charge is coulomb. C. You have read. Ampere is indicated by capital A and charge is indicated by capital Q, means coulomb. Now, as you know, charge on each electron is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. How much charge one electron has? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Same charge exists on proton also. It is in negative form and that was in positive form. But charge is equal. Therefore, 1 coulomb charge consists how much electrons? 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. How can you calculate it? By unitary method. By unitary method means 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb charge exists on 1 electron. Therefore 1 coulomb charge will exist on 1 by 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19. If you solve it, it will be equal to 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. So you have to remember charge on each electron and 1 coulomb consists how much charge. You have to remember it. And then again you have to study at first some examples. find the amount of charge in 10 ampere current. If 10 ampere current is passed through a conductor up to 30 minutes, what have you to calculate? Amount of charge means Q. How much current is passed? 10 ampere current is passed. How much time? 30 minutes. You have read charge means Q. Q is equal to what? Q is equal to I T. And what is I here? 10 ampere. What is the time here? 30 minutes means 30 into 60 also, because SI unit of time is second. So you have to multiply it. 10 into 30 into 60 is equal to 18,000 coulomb. How much coulomb? 18,000 coulomb. 6 is 18. 18,000 coulomb charge is passed through the conductor if 10 ampere current is passed up to 30 minutes through the conductor. Then how much charge passed? 18,000 coulomb charge passed. You can calculate number of electrons also, and you have to calculate yourself. You have to calculate how much electrons will be required here, because 1 coulomb consists how much electrons, you know. So you can calculate electron also. Now second question is 100 coulomb charge is passed through a conductor up to 1 hour means 60 minutes. Find the amount of current and number of electrons passed through the conductor. How much charge? 1000 coulomb charge. So you have to calculate here amount of current as well as number of electrons. At first, amount of current, it is the definition that you have read. I is equal to Q by T. What is the Q here? 100 coulomb. 100 by how much time? 1 hour. 1 hour means 3600 second, means 60 into 60 second, because SI unit of time is second. So it is equal to 100 by 3600 ampere. SI unit of it is ampere. It is equal to 1 by 36 ampere. Now number of electrons. How can you calculate number of electrons? As you know, 1 coulomb charge is equal to 6.25 into 10 to the power how many? 18 electrons. Therefore 100 coulomb charge will be equal to how much? 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 into 100. It will be equal to 6.25 into 10 to the power 20 electrons. So no problem in it. Next, you have to calculate third question. Third question is 6.25 into 10 to the power 26. 10 to the power 26, right? Like this. Electrons are passed through a conductor up to 10 minutes. How much time? Up to 10 minutes. Find the amount of charge as well as amount of current. At first you have to calculate amount of charge and then current. How can you calculate? As you know, 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 electrons is equal to how much coulomb? 1 coulomb. Therefore, how much? 6.25 into 10 to the power 26 electrons will be equal to how much? 1 by 6.25 6.25 into 10 to the power 18 into 6.25 into 10 to the power 26. It is equal to 10 to the power 8 coulomb. It is a charge. 10 to the power 8 coulomb. Now you have to calculate current. The current you can calculate yourself. How can you calculate? I is equal to Qt, and Q is 10 to the power 8 and I time is 10 minute, means 600 second. So it will be equal to what? 6.0 into 10 to the power 10 ampere. That you have to calculate, that you can calculate easily. 6.10 to the power 10 ampere. Now next is fourth question. What is the fourth question? Fourth question is, how much time is required? How much time is required to flow 6.25 into 10 to the power 20? 10 to the power 20 electrons through a conductor to make how much current? 5 ampere. A-M-P-E-R-E, ampere. Now how can you calculate? It is also easy. Means at first you have to calculate Q. Means how much coulomb charge is passed. From electrons you can calculate C. From electron you have to calculate C. And then I is given. I is 5 ampere. A-M-P-E-R-E, ampere is given. So it is very easy to calculate that how much time required. Means you have read I is equal to Q by T. Therefore, what happens here? T is equal to Q by I. And Q can be calculated from the electrons, and I is given, that is 5 ampere. So you have to calculate yourself what will be the amount of charge. 6.25 into 10 to the power 20, and 1 coulomb charge consists 6.25 into 10 to the power 18, means 100 coulomb will be the charge. So it is equal to how much? 20 second. No problem in it. Now resistance. What is the resistance? Also you have read in class 10 in physics, and now you have to study in chemistry also. So resistance is what? It is the property of a substance which opposes the flow of charge through it. Means if current is passed through the wire of copper, then what happens? Copper opposes the flow of charge. Aluminum opposes the flow of charge. This property is called resistance. Means resistance of different substances are different. For example, you have read, if current is passed through the copper, aluminum or other metal, then that opposes the flow of charge. Now next, factors affecting the resistance. Means what are the factors which affects the resistance? First factor is length of the conductor. Means what is the length of the conductor? It is indicated by a small l. Area of cross section of a conductor, it is indicated by A, because capital A is used for ampere, that you have read. Other factor, temperature of the conductor. Temperature of the conductor, it is indicated by capital T. Absolute temperature means in Kelvin. And fourth factor is nature of the conductor. Means different metals or substances have different property to conduct the electricity. As you have read, the element which has only one electron in the valence shell is more conductor than the elements which have 2 electrons in the valence shell of an element, and hence silver is the best conductor of the current because it has only 1 plus charge, means it loses only 1 electron, while copper loses either 2 electrons or 1 electron. Aluminum loses 3 electrons. So out of these 3, silver is the best conductor, and then copper, and worst conductor is here aluminum. While aluminum wire is widely used, that you have seen. Why it is widely used? Because it forms a protective layer itself, that is aluminum oxide. And then law of resistance. What is the law of resistance? Law of resistance. There are 3 laws generally used. So, what are the first law? The resistance of a conductor is directly proportional to the length of the conductor. The resistance of a conductor is the first law, is directly proportional to the length of the conductor, that is R directly proportional to L. And second law, the resistance of a substance is inversely proportional to the length of the conductor or resistance, that is R proportional to 1 by A, 1 by A, and that was directly proportional to L. Now, from first and second law of resistance, we get R directly proportional to L into 1 by A. L into R directly proportional to L into 1 by A. And hence R is equal to what? R is equal to rho into L by A. 1 into L is equal to L. So we can write L by A only, where rho is proportional constant called either a specific resistance or resistivity. It is either resistivity or a specific resistance. Its SI unit is ohm. It is indicated by omega. It is the symbol of ohm. It is also read omega. So SI unit is ohm or omega. Now rho will be what? Rho is equal to what? R into A by L. It is calculated from R is equal to rho into L by A. So rho is equal to RA by L. No problem in it. And its SI unit is ohm meter. Why ohm meter? Because SI unit of R is ohm and SI unit of A is meter square and SI unit of L is meter. So meter and square cancel and hence ohm and meter will be left. So SI unit of rho means resistance, resistivity or specific resistance is ohm meter. And then you have to study resistivity, means what is the resistivity or a specific resistance. At present you have seen it is proportional constant, but what will be its value, that also you have to study. If the resistance offered by a conductor having length 1 meter and area of cross section 1 meter square, then that is called resistivity. Why? Because let L is equal to 1 meter and A is equal to 1 meter square. It is supposed that L is equal to 1 m and A is equal to 1 meter square. Then what happens? Rho is equal to R into A by L is equal to R means resistance, and A is 1 here meter square and L is 1. So what happens here? Rho is equal to R. So when rho will be equal to R? If length of the conductor is 1 meter and area of the conductor is 1 meter square, at that case rho will be equal to R, and hence it is defined as the resistance offered by a conductor having length 1 meter and area of cross section 1 meter square. At that state rho will be equal to R, means a specific resistance is also resistance. A specific resistance is also resistance. But what is the condition? At that case, length of the conductor is 1 meter and area of the conductor is 1 meter square. Now, note. Note means resistivity of a substance or conductor is fixed. Why it is fixed? Because length is fixed, that is 1 meter, and area of cross section is also fixed, that is 1 meter square, and hence the value of rho will be fixed. So each type of element has fixed a specific resistance, but resistance is not fixed. A specific resistance or resistivity is fixed, but resistance is not fixed. If length is increased, resistance will increase. If length is decreased, resistance will decrease. If area of cross section is increased, then what happens? Resistance will decrease, because it is inversely proportional that we have read. So the best conductor is that substance which has less resistance. And next day you have to study conductance, specific conductance, molar conductance, etc. Thank you. Have a nice day.